So what's going on, guys? This is my new show. I haven't got a name for it yet. I've been thinking about it for like days, but I want to make it perfect. And maybe somebody can suggest a name for the show as well. Obviously, it's about cryptocurrencies, the blockchain, and simplifying it for everyone who's a new user, which is basically everyone. I mean, unless you invested in Bitcoin in 2012, you're basically new. So, I would ask, why me? Why would I be someone to try to help others out? Well, because I made a lot of other people money and myself money. I got in early 2017 with a couple grand, and at its peak, I won't say exactly, but I was up over 100K, and then came the bear market. Fucked me up big time. Obviously there's a reason for that. I wasn't a professional trader, or I hadn't been in the game long enough to know that I really should have sold at the top. But the thing is, no one knows where the top is. Obviously everyone wants to sell at the top, but it's easier said than done. I didn't think my personal asset, which I was heavy in, which made me a ton of money, was at the top. I thought I had potential to go a lot higher. So I didn't put as much as I would have wanted into Tether, and I went right in the waterfall all the way down. So I'm hodling for life now. Just kidding. Just for a while. So what's today? Today's August 31st. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this for months. I've been actually trying to get this set up with my desk and a couple monitors and a light. And I actually was going to record on a 4K video camera, which I do have to apologize for this pretty low quality 720p, but it's because I'm using a free recorder I found on the internet, which I wanted to test out. Maybe some other people could use it. I don't like paying for shit that I don't need to. And then I realized my fucking battery was dead on my 4K recorder. So I was so giddy to get this shit started that I said, fuck it. I just put the battery on the charger and said, I'll just use this recorder so we can start the first show. So first of all, I want to thank my boy Keith Brown from Colorado. He lived in Colorado, in Arizona, for helping sponsor this first episode. He donated. You can help donate too. Why me? Well, I say because I'm going to be breaking it down Barney style, like we learned in the military. Make it to teach things to the lowest common denominator. So the slowest person to learn is how fast the group has to learn. So if that makes any sense. But yeah, you go at the speed of the dumbest person. So that's Barney style. Other words, being in the military. So why am I doing this? Well, I don't want to just help people. I want to help myself as well. That's obvious. Anybody who says that is a liar. And at the same time, I'm actually living in Central America right now, in Nicaragua, where I had, at the beginning, been helping introduce people here to the blockchain, because that was the whole idea for Bitcoin in the first place. Or that still is Roger Ver's vision of banking the unbanked, getting people access in third world countries to the blockchain, Bitcoin, and making them be able to participate in the international markets, something that they can't do now. So I had been meeting with people and actually giving them Bitcoin, $5, and not just Bitcoin, like Tron, Verge, RLC, Ripple, OMG, and Neo before it was in the double digits, so like around $3, $4, and then obviously it went up to like 180 for a while there. That was amazing. So I was helping people out with that, and got pretty busy with some other stuff. Like kind of a civil war kind of broke out here. It's kind of crazy. Best friends got kidnapped, tortured. A lot of people, a lot of friends fled the country. Me being crazy ass, I decided to stay. I wanted to live through this and see what's going on and how I can help my second country, because I'm American, Nicaraguan. But America's fine. Donald Trump's president, but it'll be fine. Here, I'm not so sure. So I decided to stay. I've helped in my ways, which I'd rather, I wouldn't want to talk about, because I've already had people chasing me. I've been assaulted. They tried to put me in a vehicle. Luckily, that didn't happen. I've been shot at by police. It wasn't at me, but I was caught up in a shootout where I was driving, and yeah. What else happened? I mean, we just watched the whole city burn down to the ground. It was crazy. At this point, it's kind of like a stalemate, because the population that's revolting against this dictator, Daniel Ortega, is unarmed. So despite 4 months of heavy fighting, where they're literally using slingshots, homemade mortars, and rocks versus tanks and machine guns and snipers, people got exhausted. They couldn't do anything more. So there's this tense standoff right now where nothing's really progressing. The government's not making moves. The population's not making moves. And it's uncomfortable. You don't trust anyone. You gotta be careful what you say around people. You want to be home before it gets dark. You don't want to be driving around, period. And that's part of what I'm going to be including in the show. These random clips of this crazy shit I see here driving every day. It's like you wouldn't believe the nonsense I have to deal with. And surprisingly, I've only been in one accident. It wasn't my fault in 3 years I've been driving here. So, yeah, trying to bring blockchain to the third world. I'm still on that mission, so by supporting me here, you can support the mission. And I want to get a website up where I can track, where I can start doing meetups with people and seminars to teach people how to do it here. So from what I've done, I've probably got, like 50 people wallets and open them up and have them invested. I remember when I first got in, it was in 2017, like I said, it was in China. And what got me interested was the WeChat app and the way that you could transfer money instantly. Well, basically the fact that it was a cashless society. So anyone under 30 was basically paying for everything via their phone, WeChat, and other apps. And I just got really interested in how that technology worked and what was allowing that to happen. And I got introduced to Ripple, right, of all things. Ripple. So here I am, basically a little less than 2 years later. I invested heavily in it. I won a lot. I lost a lot. I was in BitConnect. I was in BitConnect. Luckily, I made a little bit of money at the end. I was in Laser. I made a little money at the end. And then I got burned by a few other ones. Like Bitsy. No, I've tried all these things. That's the thing. it's not like I didn't know, but I was trying to play the game for the short term. So, you get in and you get out. BitConnect, I got in, I had to stay in for a while, and I luckily made more than I put in. But I do remember seeing a video, and a guy said, put 10K in and get out by December. I vividly remember him saying this. And get out by December, so it's a 4-month period for getting your interest. And get out. And I should have done that. I was really thinking about it, but instead I went for whatever the other plan was, like 7 months or some shit. And I was due to get all my cash, all my Bitcoin back February. And we all know BitConnect went under in January. So, unlucky me. But fortunately, I had some real investments in some very, 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 very good ICOs. It was down 17, which got me really sick returns. And while being in China, I got to know what Ant Capital and Ant Shares and Neo and all that, and the brand rebranding in August, which saw Neo go from $4 to, I think the first bull run was like up to 60 before really taking off into the all-time highs of like 180. So I got into that. I got a bunch of friends to get into Neo. I mean, it was at the point where I was helping them do it because they didn't understand the system, and for every time I would help them move or purchase, they would just give me one Neo. Imagine that. So at all-time highs, that's like just throwing me $180. But at the time, it was like $5, $6, $7, and they didn't care because they were buying hundreds at a time. I'm not holding Neo anymore. I did buy at $15. It went up to $20 recently. I got rid of it. Nice $5 profit on each one for 1 week period, and looking to get in again to see if there's one more bottom before the bull market. But I do believe the bull market's just around the corner. So what are we looking at as far as the market? Well, market cap right now is at $226 billion, which is down from 2 days ago when the market cap was at $229 billion, which overall in the last few weeks that's actually up, but for the last 2 days it's down. 24-hour volume is up $13 billion for the last 24 hours, which is good. Bitcoin's at $6,987. Bitcoin Cash, which I monitor too, because it could be a race towards which one's going to be the winner in the long term. Bitcoin Cash is at $542, and Bitcoin dominance is at 53.2%, which, depending on what you like, it could be good or bad. I preferably rather see Bitcoin lose some dominance at the top. I want to see some other coins which are better take over. I still am sore about Bitcoin fees in December being like $60 to move 100. That was insane, but gotta give them credit. Bitcoin now I'm averaging like 15 cents per transaction, and I live off what I'm doing here, trading, and I live off I use BitPay, and I'm constantly moving Bitcoin around, so it makes a big difference whether it's $2 or 15 cents. 15 cents is definitely worth paying. So we got big winners and big losers. I'm only going to give you the ones that are over $1 million in volume. There's a lot of other ones, but those can be manipulated because $50,000 could be just one person or one institution putting all the money and boom, bumping up the price. So you have IoT chain, ITC, which was up 89% today. Well, 89.82, which comes in at 4 cents. Dogecoin, famous Doge, had a great day. It was up 31.77% today. And APIS, 27.85% up today. The losers, we got Patron, PAT, I don't know why they named it Patron, but it's also known as, you can find it as ticker as PAT, down 35%. Noah Coin, which actually just bursted through like 130% 2 days ago. Obviously corrected, and it's down 26% on the 24-hour volume. And then IG token. I don't know what that is. Instagram token? Yeah, you can find it with IG. I don't know. It's probably not in very many markets. I didn't actually specifically look at that. It's down 26%. So, what else we got? We got Google Trends. Now, Google Trends is seeing Bitcoin at a rating of 10. Now, this scales from 0 to 100, and obviously the all-time highs we saw it Bitcoin at 100 in interest in the trends in the markets and popularity. We're currently at 10, which is up. We were at 8 about 2 weeks ago, so it's up 2 points, which is vital. Not big, but it's very important to make sure that we're always up if you want to be in a true bull market. A tool if you know how to use it, so you can see the breakdown between what people are buying right now or searching Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, BB Chain, Ethereum. You can pause that to check it out even more. Another thing I like to look at is events. What big events are happening. I will be giving you guys, my tools that I like to use. I got several that I use. One would be CoinMarketCap. But it's not just about going to the website. You got to actually know what's relevant and what's going to be important for blockchain. Now, August 31st or the end of the month is always big for companies and startups because they want to meet deadlines and they set them for the end of the month, beginning of the month. So September 1st has a lot of events. August 31st. So where did I have the list? So here's some events of note which you could have taken action of. You always want to take action at least 3 or 4 days, earliest a week before an event. So some big moves you could have made that actually would have happened today or the day before. For example, Litecoin hard fork. That would have been from Litecoin. You can mine and make some money off of it. ADA Cardano was updated to the 1.3 version release. Let's see. Dent released an Android app. Yeah, that's important. The Naga, I know you guys have seen the shitload of marketing they did on Facebook. You can see that stupid Naga. First of all, the name Naga bothers me because it just sounds too much like some other shit. And they had like a chili for a fucking logo. What's that about? So, Naga officially launched their exchange, which I haven't looked at yet, but I will be checking out. I'll do a review on that. IOTX, testnet and beta launch, Elastic ELA. The website will be redesigned. And there's a coin burn of 453,415 coins. And that's out of a 7,922,000 coin supply. So, I'm not sure what the percentage of that is, but it is a coin burn, so it usually means prices go up. Bitcoin CME futures contract end today. Keep that in mind. And EIDO, EIDOO, which can be found on the ticker as EDO, is having a 1% token burn of approximately 1 million coins or 900,000 coins. What else we got going on? So, because it's the first episode, I kind of want to explain more of what we're going to be doing here in the future. I don't want to make them as long as this is now, so we're like going on 20 minutes now. But I did want to introduce myself, give a little background of why, we should be watching this show. And I want to talk about also what our vision here is, what we're going to be focusing on. Now, I do technical analysis. I've been doing it for about a year and a half, but I don't consider myself a pro. I still have too much to learn, and I'm not comfortable making immediate calls. Now, I can take information as a whole and then go look at the charts and see what's probably going to go up. I'm comfortable sharing that with friends. And I made some good calls and I made some bad calls. So I don't want to be focused on technical. I want to focus on the macro, what's going on at a big level, and events and news that could cause a trade, which you can trade. I like to keep it the candles in the 4-hour candles and up higher. So a day trader might be in a minute, 5 minutes, 1 hour. So I would consider myself more of a day trader / swing trader, because I will make moves within a couple hours if it's, I'm on it. But I do prefer to look at this 4-hour, 6-hour windows and make 2 or 3 trades every few days. Make the profits off that. I've been seeing better results lately using that system. I've gone through everything. Trust me, like I said, I was in Bitcoin. So, we'll focus on more of the news and specific events on the next episode. Still trying to figure out if I'm going to do this daily if I have time, because then I got to edit this. Or every other day, or 2 times, 3 times a week. Or ideally, I'd like to do it every day, but I got to see how much I have to edit and how much time it's going to take on my life. So, on that note, welcome to the show. Help me out, try to figure out a name for it, and again, help out, donate. I prefer crypto, don't care what you send. Any coin is good coin to me as long as it's not fiat, but I will accept PayPal because I've had it for like 9 years and it's easy. So Luna's Vision at getwithknowledge.com for PayPal, and I'll be putting up addresses for Bitcoin, Ethereum, or just ask what you want to send, and I'll send a wallet address. So how do I feel about? So in general, I want to address how do I feel about the market now and where are we looking? How are we looking for the future? So you learn a lot more from losing money than you do making money. When the coins were at the all-time high, I had a psychological freeze, and I was so afraid to lose the money by doing something wrong that I didn't move up the quantity I should have to, take profits at. The market obviously has been crashing now since January, and we're now going into September. And we had thought there was speculation in May that we were going to see a reversal, but it ended up being like the first bottom, and then there was another bottom, and we could either be on a real reversal now, or we could be seeing a third bottom before we see a reversal in the market back to a bull market. The good news is that as you research on websites like Cointelegraph, Ethereum News Network, Bitcoin.com, all the major websites you can use to look up news and things, what you do see is a trend of major corporations with actual liquidity and institutional money partnering with blockchain companies. You see it left and right. You keep hearing IOTA rumors with Volkswagen, Microsoft making news. These things matter, right? So when it becomes the norm, it's going to introduce trillions of dollars into the market. Now, it's relatively small now. So like I said, we're at 229 billion. At all-time highs, we almost touched 1 trillion in the market cap. And just to give you an example, the Tokyo Stock Exchange moves $9 trillion in capital. So we have a long ways to go, and this is going to be technology that will be integrated into the entire financial, technical, all the systems in the future. So there's a long way to go. We're still at the beginning. It's not too late. I'm feeling pretty excited, so I keep data every day. tracking market cap prices, and I'm finally starting to see. For a while there, it was very difficult to see any real continuous days of gains. Last 2 weeks have been a lot greener than red. The market seems positive. It seems technical level as well, that everything seems to be oversold, and people have been waiting for institutional investors have been waiting for the bottom, and I would say this is the bottom. Can't believe I'm seeing NEO at $15 again. I never thought I'd see that, you know. But we're basically at prices equivalent to November, October of last year, 2017, before that huge bull run. So with that, I will be going this time, and I hope to see you next time. Don't forget. Title of the show, I don't know. Still thinking about it. What matters is the information here, though. So, buy crypto. If you need help, let me know. Comment, leave a message, email me, send PayPal, and I can help you get started. I don't care about making a profit. It always does help when you do make a profit personally. It's a tip.